So we were just sitting down in the studio here, and it's been a very exciting wait and anticipation, and it ended up being a little bit frustrating. So let me give you a little bit of a backstory. Probably about 10 or 12 years ago, was it somewhere in there?
2014-ish?
2014-ish, maybe, okay. We were at a tournament, and there was a convention going on, lots of vendors there, and Danielle decided to buy a Weiss Schwartz starter pack.
It's a starter deck with some packs in it.
And she pulled a card that is incredibly rare out of those. It's a signature card done with the signatures of the voice actor that does the character in the show. And she's carried it around in a sleeve, put away in her binder ever since. It's as simple as it is. It never came out. Just there it is in her binder. Well, and when she started working at Cooley Cards and Gaming, they told her, she was talking to some of the gang about it, and they said, maybe you should have it graded. Why don't you bring it in? We'll send it out and get it graded. Seemed like a good idea to me. What the heck? See what happens. I mean, we're not into it that much, and thanks to Cooley, we can get a good pricing on grading. And that was January, February.
Something like that, yeah.
And it finally came back this past week. Now, Danielle's, after working at the store for several months, pretty good at identifying cards that are good centering, damage is minimal, whatever. Jordan's pretty much an expert at it. Travis looked at it. All these people that work there and do all these things every day looked at the card and said, that thing's got potential to be a Beckett black label or gold label, black label 10. Very good potential to it.
And that can be worth thousands of
right.
dollars.
So the card could be in this $5,000 range, maybe even more. So we sent it out. We sent out some other things too, and we sent out like a gold, was that a gold RCSV that we got sent out?
That came back at 10.
That came back at 10, yep, from PSA. She sent out an Adaman that came back as a 9.5, which
same time as that one.
Yep, really good. That's
I'm
really
happy
close.
about that.
Yeah, that's very nice. I don't know if it's worth a huge amount of money, but it's cool.
It was for personal collection.
Yeah, she likes the Adaman card. I always tease her about saying don't drink, don't smoke, but anyway. Well, here's the Weiss Schwartz card where we thought that this was very good potential to get a black label.
9 at worst.
The centering was a 9.5. The edges were 9.5. The corners were 9. But then the surface was only a 5.5, and it came back as a 6.5, as you can see. Now, the problem that we're having with this isn't so much that the grading was so low, because as you look at the card under a black light and things, and take my word for it because it doesn't show up on camera, right? There is like a thumbnail damage near the signature on the card. And there's dust trapped inside this packaging that they put it in. Now, those things didn't exist there when we sent it out. And how can I say that? Number one, I looked at the card 100 times. But all these experts at Cooley Cards and Gaming that send in cards and make recommendations to hundreds and hundreds of customers, sometimes about sports cards that are worth tens of thousands of dollars, about getting them graded. They do this every day. And none of that stuff existed on there before. So the problem that we're faced with now is this card is probably worth more raw than it is graded at a 6.5. So what the heck do you do with it? Check this out.
So YouTube, I am here at Cooley Cards and Gaming, and as my dad talked about earlier in the video, we're cracking this thing. Jordan's gonna do it for us. Never actually seen one cracked. A little dangerous.
Yep, it is.
Wear safety goggles doing this, kids.
Yeah, or you start bleeding like I am.
Goodness.
These are much harder. And now you need to get usually a flathead. I gotta go get a flathead for this.
We'll be right back. Alright, got the flathead. Let's do this.
So you always do the top edge first, so you don't have a chance of damaging your card or getting into those little shards in there.
Makes sense.
And then from there, there you go.
Wow. And that's how you crack one.
And that's how you crack a pac-SLAB. And then just drop the card out. There's your sealed sleeve. It is all in there, and then you get your little
Cool.
lovely bad grade, because there's no way that is a 6.5. I don't agree with it. Let's send it to another company.
All right.